this instability can feel like it's hard because humans like things that are stable. But whatever is unstable in your life is asking you to learn something new, to change in some way. Welcome to the Story of Spirit podcast, where practical spirituality meets real life. Hi, I'm your host, She Tells Story. I'm a psychic medium, grief support counselor, professional astrologer, and a human design reader, and of course, a law of attraction master coach. With my unique blend of spiritual and practical tools, I am here to help you align with your soul-led purpose and ignite a life that sets your soul on fire. In this podcast, we are going to explore the principles of energy, astrology, spirituality, and psychology to help you heal your grief and create an aligned life and business from the inside out. Whether you are looking to deepen your intuition, understand your cosmic design, or transform your business, this podcast is for you. Join me each week for insightful discussions, practical tips, and inspiring stories that will guide you on your journey to living your very best life. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at She Tells Story or wherever you listen to this podcast. Let's dive in and start this transformative journey together. Welcome to the Story of Spirit podcast. Welcome to the Astro Forecast for the week of January 27th through February 2nd. Now, remember, Mars is still retrograde. Mars is the energy of motivation, desire, our egoic will to move forward. And he's still moving backwards through the zodiac, now slower relative to the Earth, and through the zodiac in Cancer. So there's still this sort of inward searching. Are you foundationally where you're supposed to be? Are there things from your childhood coming up? Are there new patterns that you're trying to create, but you can't because of old patterns coming calling? So you might be feeling that, you're still not in this forward momentum, or things aren't feeling fiery and forward moving. That's okay. It's not really going to until probably beginning of April. Mars will be retrograde till the 23rd of February. So we're kind of getting closer to that time. But again, everything is happening for an opportunity. So the opportunity of Mars retrograde is to be really discerning, to be slow in moving forward, to choose wisely based on what really you want. And, the parts of you that aren't comfortable with going where your desires are taking you, then there's the healing. That's what's needed there. So we start out the week in a fourth quarter phase of the moon with a moon in Capricorn. This is going to give us some grounding this week because we have a new moon as well this week. So whenever we have a new moon or full moon, it's sort of an emotional time. The moon rules our emotions. And so I always like to look at the kind of the moon phase at the beginning of the week, fourth quarter phase in Capricorn. That's going to give you a little bit of a hint for this week. So Capricorn is about grounding, stability, long-term investments, being responsible, being an authority in your life. And the fourth quarter phase is about releasing where you feel like you can't be an authority or what's holding you back from doing that. So you're noticing that's a theme that's going to come up this week. So on Monday, January 27th, Mercury, which is the planet of the mind, our thought processing and communication, is moving into Aquarius. So this Aquarius energy, it was in Capricorn, which was very kind of, I like to say, like kind of fatherly, right? It's again, as we come back to the Capricorn energy, the moon of being in purpose, being an authority, grounding long-term investments, being responsible. So when Mercury moves now into Aquarius, it's now, how can we use that purpose and authority to benefit humanity, to benefit everyone? So Mercury in Aquarius is a cerebral sign. It's about thinking, elevating concepts, innovation, ingenuity, really taking things to the next level, thinking outside the box, right? Genius energy. So Mercury's shift into Aquarius will emphasize innovative thinking, originality, community-minded conversations, and it's a time to embrace our unique perspectives. Aquarians aren't interested in being like anyone else. And if you're an Aquarian, you feel like you want to belong, news for you, you're not meant to belong. You're literally an alien here amongst us humans, right? Aquarians are here to elevate humanity. And if you're a beginning degrees Aquarius, meaning you're at the first few degrees of Aquarius, the first few days of Aquarius, you are going through it. right? Pluto is moving over those degrees. Pluto is death, rebirth, and transformation. So you can kind of see what's going to happen tomorrow or in a few days because Pluto and Mercury are going to meet up together. So that Pluto energy is really about evolution. It's trying to change you. And again, I've said this in previous podcasts, is that this energy of Pluto moving over your sun doesn't happen for everybody. It only happens, Pluto moves through a sign in 20 years, right? So Pluto will never move through Virgo in my lifetime. It will not move through Virgo. So, yay. And it's going to move through Pisces next, which is the opposite of my sun. So, I mean, in 20 years' time. So when I'm in my 60s, 70s, 80s, I'm going to have an opposition to Pluto, which, you know what, we'll deal with that down the road. I don't have to worry about it now. But if you are moving through it now, you will feel like you are either in a cocoon liquefying, where your skin is melting off, or everything in your life is changing, and it's happening for an opportunity, right? Everything is happening to set you up for success. So, can you see what the opportunity for success is? And what is it removing from your life? Because Pluto is like the wrecking ball, right? Coming in to take away anything that's no longer serving or decrepit. And in some cases, that's husbands. In some cases, that's homes. In some cases, it's everything people loved dearly, right? Which is horrible. It's not an easy transit, and I don't wish it on anybody. Again, though, the soul is desiring something to shift, and sometimes this is what's needed to shift everything. And there are beautiful beginnings just around the corner, too. So hang in there. On Wednesday, January 29th, we have Mercury conjunct to Pluto, meaning those two planets are sitting at the same degree in the sign of Aquarius. And Pluto and Mercury, Pluto is intense, right? And Mercury is the mind. So when we have that, there's intensity of the mind. This invites deep conversations, insights, transformation, and collective growth, secrets of hidden truths that may come to light. Now, Mercury in sort of mundane astrology represents the people and communities and connections with each other, right? So our that community and Pluto coming together, this is a very potentially explosive day for something big to happen. Like I almost sort of feel with that Aquarian energy is like that there's going to be a collective organizing for the betterment of society. So there could be protests. There could be a GoFundMe, happening for what's happening in California with the wildfires or what's happening in Gaza. There's definitely something collectively happening there. I can feel that in the Middle East. There's going to be something with everyone coming together for the betterment of humanity in some way. And I'm really hoping it's the betterment of humanity because the opposite of Aquarius is Leo, which is the betterment of self. Now, it doesn't mean that Leos are selfish. It means that there's a dichotomy needed in astrology in its perfect balance. Leo is the opposite of Aquarius, and Leo is about our passions and purpose, our own effervescent, fire that's come here to create change in the world. And then we use our own passion, mission, our own fire to then illuminate and warm everyone. Right? That's Aquarius. So we're bringing that Leo spark into the Aquarian world and helping everyone to elevate together. Right? We need our spark to shine our light to then help humanity evolve and the word is go higher. My brain is a bit mushy right now, but to evolve, right? So elevate, that's the word I was looking for. So this intense conjunction, there can be secrets coming to light. There could be papers leaked, in for the collective. If you're someone who watches the news, if you don't watch the news, it's okay. This is about how it affects you specifically, but astrology is weather, right? This is the astro weather. So you might notice that the people around you feel super intense, or they're asking probing questions today, or somebody is a little suspicious of some things and thinking they need to get to the bottom. A great day to do research, So just noticing that for yourself in your own life and seeing how that could benefit you. You can use that energy of researching, going deeper into your own psyche, benefiting humanity in some way. Maybe you want to contribute to a GoFundMe or go out to a protest that really speaks to your heart. So, something to think about. Also, on this day, so this is happening during this Wednesday moon as well. It's a new moon in Aquarius. And this is an interesting time. So the new moon in Aquarius is at 9 degrees of Aquarius, and it's happening at 5:36 a.m. Mountain Standard Time or 7:36 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's happening in the morning on the 29th. And this energy of this new moon is a Lunar New Year. So every time our first new moon of the year is considered the Lunar New Year. And in Chinese astrology or Chinese culture, it's considered sort of when the new year for the Chinese New Year is. And this is the Chinese New Year of the snake in the Chinese calendar. And just a super brief, the snake symbolizes wisdom, elegance, and transformation. So, you know what? More transformation, more Pluto energy. And Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is about change. Y'all, it's about being your truest self, being out in the world, being who you are, and understanding that that is needed. Your soul came here at this time to shine its light, to be in purpose. And if you're doing somebody else's purpose or you don't know what your purpose is, then the world needs you now to step into it. And where have you been resisting it, right? So this is a time of a fresh start for visionary goals, revolutionary goals too, because Aquarius. And there's a trine to Jupiter in Gemini. So it's a big picture thinking, intellectual growth. This is a great time really for visioning and wanting to like better humanity. You know, what's our evolution? Where, if you could think of the biggest thing that you could do in this lifetime, what would that be? Is it writing a book? Is it helping people? Is that creating a charity? Is that joining a charity? You know, it's not always about creating something new. Sometimes it's about boosting and using your energy to boost up something else. Maybe you have a really big heart for animals, right? Are you doing anything for animals in your area? If you love dogs, maybe you could be a dog walker at the Humane Society. They sometimes they need that, right? Where are you really being of service in your life? And you know, sometimes it's also being in service in your family, right? If you're a mom, especially with young kids, congratulations, you're doing it. You know, no one's expecting you to do more. Actually, no one's expecting you to do anything. Your soul is calling you to where you need to be, and just trust that. So the new moon, this is a great time to vision as well. So making a vision board or looking at where you want to go, what's your higher purpose, and creating a vision board, writing down your intentions. You whatever intention you set now for this new moon, the first new moon of the year on January 29th, put it on your calendar for August 9th, 2025, because that's when the next full moon in Aquarius is. So we manifest in these 6 month cycles. So it's 6 months to the next full moon. So whatever intention you set now, you will understand it in a different way by the time it comes to August 9th. There will be a new theme or same theme come about, and you will see this theme in the new way in your life. So you don't have to just think about like what I want. It's really about riding the energy that's already presenting in your life. So if you know where Aquarius falls in your chart, you could make an intention of that house. If you don't know what your chart is, then you can just make an Aquarian intention. An Aquarian intention is being your true self, your weirdness, your individuality. You know, where are you stepping into your purpose and mission? What are you doing to help people in your community, in the world? These are all very Aquarian themes. And oh, one other spicy thing to note for this new moon, we've got the sun and the moon at the same degree of Aquarius. Then we've got Mercury sitting at 2 degrees of Aquarius, that's 7 degrees away, with Pluto at 1 degree. So we've got these kind of two sets of planets sitting close enough to each other to affect each other. So this moon is going to be very, very cerebral. There's a lot of air in this chart. And so this is about there'll be a lot of thoughts running through your head. And I really want to encourage you to do something that gets you off the hamster wheel of your incessant thoughts, especially if you are neurodivergent. Okay. There's going to be a lot of energy running through the nervous system. Aquarius rules the nervous system. Aquarius also rules the Wi-Fi and internet, you know, anything that is kind of waves that go through the air. So really grounding yourself during this new moon, sorry, and making sure that you are doing something that gets your mind off the hamster wheel. So maybe that's meditation, maybe that's walking in nature, maybe that's taking a bath and playing music or something that you do that numbs out your mind a little bit to just give it a bit of rest. So, and this will also be really important on this day, Wednesday, I'll even say Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you just might feel there's a lot of energy running through you. So getting that, cerebral energy, you can do that through physical activity as well. But also your wind down routines at bedtime, give yourself a little bit more time. So again, if you're reading a book or doing scrolling on your phone, that could be, I feel like it's like scrolling on your phone, especially if you give yourself a time limit, it does numb out your brain. Like it's not a lot of thinking happening during that time, especially if you're watching like a lot of like cat videos and things that make you laugh. I love watching The Dog Whisperer. Oh my gosh, Caesar Milan. Like I'm always like, whoa, that's fascinating. So, Golden Girls also so fantastic. They always have episodes or snippets on Facebook. So, that's something you want to do too. Something that just really makes your mind rest. On Thursday, January 30th, Uranus goes direct. Now, Uranus has been sitting at the same degree of Taurus for a little while. So, is this a profound day? Can be. Uranus is about change, evolution. Whatever Uranus touches, it changes. It creates chaos for the sake of change. So, wherever you are stagnating in your life, what happens is if Uranus is aspecting parts of your chart or touching important parts of your chart, what happens is you will have a major shakeup in that area. So, when Uranus goes direct in Taurus, this is now about changing the way we look at money, changing the way that we feel about fixed assets, things like houses, long term things that we can hold, tangible things. Uranus also, or Taurus, is about resources, money, but it's also like sensuality and the delicious things in life, like food and drink, right? So with Uranus changing through Taurus now, this is expecting a time to shift. Sorry, expecting shifts in areas related to finances, stability, and personal freedom. So this is interesting because this is around the time of Trump will already be in office in the U.S. So there might be some interesting shifts around this date around the movement of people in and out of countries. Maybe they'll be or even in and out of places. Like I know there was some talk in some of the cities in Canada about putting in tolls for highways to pay for things, and out of really, I think Paris did it out of the core of Paris to limit traffic moving in and out. So Uranus does not like limitations. It's a rebellious energy, right? And Aquarius, it rules Aquarius. So this instability can feel like it's hard because humans like things that are stable. But whatever is unstable in your life is asking you to learn something new, to change in some way, right? To up level. So change that was once felt might begin to move forward, or sorry, change that felt stalled now begins to move forward. Uranus has been in retrograde since September 1st, 2024. So notice what has shifted in your money, personal freedom, the ways that you express yourself, anything that you value, because Taurus also, there's values there, it's ruled by Venus, to become more in alignment with your values. So what has shifted since September 1st to become more in alignment with your values? So interesting. As I personally reflect, that was around the time that I had a really great speaking engagement and I got to meet a whole bunch of new people. And there was a huge influx into my community in working with me. And then I hit massive burnout in October. And then that October burnout led to a wonderful trip. Well, the trip was already in play, but went to Europe and had like 3 weeks off. And it was fantastic in terms of resetting the nervous system and resetting how I want to do life. So, one of the biggest valuable lessons I think I learned from September 1st was really that I get to live an intentional life and still serve humanity and create huge impact in the ways that I love to make impact. And I love working with all the people in my community and all the amazing people that flowed in to my life at that time, but I get to just do it differently. I think that's at the time it was more like, okay, these are the things here's where I can help you. Here's how it moves in. And what came of it is I sacrificed time with my family and my own time, which then I just amped everything up. And then I lost my voice for 12 days. So great lesson, thanks for the universe. And I was also sick for like 6 weeks. So great lesson from Uranus, which didn't quite realize until this moment. And then Thursday, January 30th, the Sun trines to Jupiter retrograde in Gemini. This is a really wonderful energy of optimism, intellectual curiosity, expansive ideas. It's a great day to share knowledge, collaborate on projects, really just elevating ideas and connecting with people that help you to see things in a deeper way or bigger way. Great day to be in a mastermind or meet with girlfriends and just talk about things. It's a really good day for that. And then on Saturday, February 1st, we have this Venus conjunct to Neptune, meaning that Venus and Neptune are on the same degree. Venus is the planet of love, romance, values, the things that we value. So, money, aesthetics, beauty. And Neptune is the planet of spirituality, one love, connection, empathy, dreams, subconscious. So, when we have Venus and Neptune coming together, this is a really charming, charismatic, beautiful energy. It's very romantic, it's very creative, it's very compassionate, empathetic, forgiving, connection at a soul level. It's really great for art, for spiritual practices, great time to visioning if you want to do visioning on this day. Manifestation, fantastic day to manifest in terms of like setting an intention, making a plan to create the thing that you want. Spiritual practices, daydreaming, visionary, inspiration. So, not a great day, okay, to do anything concrete, right? So, like moving around your money portfolio, making changes to relationships, making big financial purchases, not great. You're not going to see the fine print, and you might be a little disillusioned with how illusionary everything is. Like everything's going to look so fantastic. Like if you're going on a date on February 1st, you might feel, oh my God, this person is amazing. He's a prince or she's a beauty. And then you see her 5 days from now or him 5 days from now, and you're like, oh my God, it's like the light has revealed, like you might even gloss over some red flags that you might have missed had you been dating on another day. So don't make any big decisions. This is a great day to live in the romance of this day. Great time again to create, to write. If you're any, kind of a writer and you want to take advantage of this day to add to your book, fantastic day to do that. And the moon is also going to be in Pisces up till 6:10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So this really lends itself to a very dreamy energy. And again, great for daydreaming, for visioning, for creating a book, to paint, artwork in any way, sculpting, any of those kind of artistic endeavors, a great day for that. Not a great day to make this big decisions in relationships. Be careful to not over romanticize or idealize people and situations, and not a good day to make big money decisions. Now, this energy of this Venus and Neptune, this dreamy, illusionary energy, that's great for art, not so great for money, like making big money decisions, is going to be felt on January 30th, 31st, February 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So it's kind of going to we call it applying exact on the first and then separating after the first. So there's also on Sunday, Monday, the moon is going to be in Aries, which is really impulsive energy. So we really want to guard against impulsive spending, impulsive yeses, because you're going to notice down the road, you're like, why did I say yes to that? Why did I buy this? I feel like you're going to be doing your taxes next year and you're going to be like, why did I spend that money on that? Whatever it was. It is not a time to make big decisions like that. So wait a little bit. Wait after about the 3rd, 4th to make any money moves or money choices or any big purchases. Like even buying a car during this time. Mars is retrograde, and this Venus and Neptune make you feel like this car looks so beautiful. You're getting a steal of a deal. And then later you find out this is not such a great car and this is a lemon. So not a good time to buy big things. A great time to do art. All right, wishing you the best week ahead, really staying grounded in this energy and enjoying the flow of this. This is really beautiful energy here for the weekend. Great for brunching. Be careful not to over order and overdo it on things, because everything feels so lovely. And then you get the bill and you're like, oh, I got to pay for this now. That's the kind of energy it is. So being very mindful in your spending. And I will see you next week. Thanks for being here. Bye. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Story of Spirit podcast. I hope you have found inspiration, support, and practical insights to help you align with your soul-led purpose and live a life that sets your soul on fire. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to the podcast, leave a review, and share it with a friend. Your support helps us to reach more listeners and continues to provide valuable content. I sincerely appreciate every share, and I know it is how most people find me. It is because caring people like you have shared me with them at the right and perfect time. For more resources, insights, and to connect with our community, please visit us at www.shetellstory.com and follow us on Instagram at shetellstory. Remember, your journey to a more aligned and vibrant life is just the beginning, and I am here to support you every step of the way. Until next time, stay aligned, stay inspired, and keep shining your beautiful light. This is She Tells Story, signing off from the Story of Spirit podcast. Here's the legalese that's required by our lawyers. This podcast and the YouTube channel represents the opinions of She Tells Story and her guests to the show. The content should not be taken as medical, psychological, or financial advice. This series is informational and entertainment purposes only. Because each person is so unique, please consult your healthcare professional, your mental health dream team, your financial advisor, or anyone else that's an expert in the field in where you are thinking of making big choices in your life.